Hi, this is Watchalewknat, and today we got the reviews of the S Thunder landmines. Hope you enjoy the video. This video is brought to you by S Thunder. Okay guys, for today's review, the first mine you see here is the green S Thunder small landmine. Pretty much this can be either powered by green gas or CO2 with the proper adapter. And this can either shoot out water or powder. The second one we have here is the large S Thunder landmine, which come in either yellow or black, and this one is water only and is CO2. Just like any review, we will start with the packaging these products do come in. Overall, my thinking of the packaging is simple, great, and effective. Simple, because all you get is 2 boxes. To make it really easy for you, both of them on the side have full contact information out there if you do need to contact S Thunder for warranty issues or if your mine was to break on you. Once you open them up, you'll see your landmine sitting right in there. In the case of the big one and the little one, they come with these protective covers right on the top to make sure they don't move at all during shipping, to reduce any happening of moving around during shipping to cause it to break. Also, both of them come with these nice carrying cases that can be attached to a belt or anything of sorts. That way you have an easy way to carry your landmine around and not having to carry it in a utility pouch or a dump pouch. Starting off with similarities in both of them have absolutely awesome external build. Just amazing. You know, even though these are mines, the total outside construction of these are ABS composite plastic, minus the safety pins that hold the buttons in place from pushing down when you're not using them. The smaller one here is more of a smoother texture, but the bottom plate does feel a little cheap. I don't see why you'd have to worry about this bottom plate though, as there's much more stuff in here before you even get to the internals. But that's the really only thing that feels kind of cheap with this mine is the bottom plate. And as I said, the plastic with this is a whole lot more smoother. Moving on to the big yellow water mine. This is more of a composite plastic. You see this a more prevalent seam going across the top here. That doesn't bother me though. I say it's more of a composite because you can tell in how it looks. It has kind of that grainy, shiny look to it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but usually that means it's really strong. And then the only thing that's kind of weird is that this is this plastic, and then when you look at the knobs, they're the cheaper looking ABS plastic. Another thing both of these have are these safety pins. The small green one comes with 2. I see that only you'd probably need 1 to make sure this works right, to hold it in place when you're not using it. And I see that the one on my left side comes out extremely easy. I don't know if that's how it's made or if it's just this landmine, but the one on the right side stays in pretty nice and tucked and comes out only when you need it to. And as you see, when you have it out, it's able to engage. Same thing with the yellow one here, this being bigger and shooting out water. This one has the one big button right in the middle. Means, you know, this being only half the size of this button on the green one, I'm pretty sure you'd only have to have 1 safety pin at all in the first place for either of them. This one's in there nice and tugged, comes right out, and once you push it out, and you can push the button down. Starting off with the internals of the dual powered landmine, the one that can use water and powder. This is pretty much, if you know how to use a gas grenade, this is perfect for you. As you see, it looks just like the bottom of your 40mm grenade launcher shells. You have the valve right here to put gas in. This can either take the green gas or the propane, and if you want to, you can also buy the CO2 adapters that you actually put the 12-gram CO2 cartridges in and be able to fill this up, as this can take the abuse from CO2. You know, that's how S Thunder made these. And just like the grenades, once it's done, you got to push the reset button, you push it in all the way, and it'll come all the way back up from being halfway reseated after being shot. I would say with this green one, this would be more of your milsim type mine, as you would only be putting a fairly small amount of water or powder in the top. If you wanted this to be effective for milsim, I'd say put powder in the top, because powder you can wipe off. Even though you just be putting a little bit of water in here, I don't think it would be enough for someone to really notice or tell they've been hit by water. But this is really good for milsim games, since it is much a low profile mine compared to this one. Absolutely awesome. I can't wait to test this. Moving on to this yellow water only landmine. Just because it's bigger doesn't mean it's any harder or complex to use. I actually find this one to be a little bit easier to use. As you see, you've got these 4 valves on top. They're pretty much like little faucets, and they charge the power or the water out at a really high rate compared to the other landmine. Basically, this just unscrews from the top, you know, standard. Comes right off. As you see, you got these 4 hoses which suck up all the water from the pressure. You got your push button right here. Once you take your push button off, you got your place where you set your 12 gram CO2 cartridge. And once you put it in there, there's a pin in the bottom. Once this button is pushed down, we'll engage the 12 gram CO2 quite easily, which will cause the buildup of pressure and the water to shoot out the top. Also, S Thunder has been nice enough to they include these with all their water landmines. It is an extra set of valves on the top, as I've heard that these, you know, being the cheaper plastic, are easier to break or easier to lose. Okay, after you fill up both of these with either your green gas or your CO2, the easiest thing to do is put these safety pins in. I'm pretty sure these will come in handy, as in these buttons don't take the biggest amount of pressure to go off, as you want them to be effective and go off every time in a match. So even if barely part of someone's foot hits it, or someone sets their gun down on it, possibly, this should still be able to go off with, you know, a fair amount of force. With, you know, not too much force though. As you see, the yellow one's fairly easy. You got a hole that you can see, and it's already lined up perfectly if the button's all the way up to the top. I find the green one to be a little bit harder, as, you know, the easiest thing I see to do is just take the whole top off, find your hole, put the pin in. Okay guys, look. Got the green landmine with powder and green gas. Got the water landmine with water and CO2. I'm having a couple of people coming to my backyard lately. Unannounced, uninvited. Let's see if we can catch a couple. Okay, I've popped the safety pins. I'm going to turn the camera off and hide it. Let's see if we can catch anyone.
Corky, it's Rebecca White. Let's move up for a better picture.